Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick trail camera review for you here. I have tried just about every trail camera in that entry-level price point of the $40 to $70 range, and so far my favorite one that I've found are these Tasco trail cameras. I get these at Walmart. This particular one is a 6 megapixel that I've had for a year. I just got another 8 megapixel one. I'm just going to show you the 6 megapixel as far as the interface goes because it's all the same, and I'll show you some of the pictures and videos that both of these things are capable of taking. So the 6 meg one is I think $24.88 at Walmart. I haven't been able to find the 6s anymore. I can only find the 8s, but the 8s right now are $28.88 at Walmart. If you open it up, so it's a pretty simple interface. You've got a switch for off, setup, and on. Put a card in. Switch it to setup. You're going to want to switch these cameras to setup every single time. So one of the only downfalls of these cameras is I've found you need to format the card every time you put a fresh card in, which means if you have pictures on that card, it's going to delete them. But these cameras, for whatever reason, they're fussy with that. That's really one of the only downsides. But if you just know that, if you have a couple cards dedicated to these and just make sure you saved your pictures off of them before you put a new one in, you won't have any issues. So after you pop a new card in, set it to setup, hit OK. It's going to allow you to set the time, which for me is all good. The date, all good. This is your time delay, so 15 seconds, 30, 1 minute, 5 minute, 5 second, 15. So I have it set at 30. I also have it set on camera mode to take 3 photos per trigger. There's video mode. This is just the ID of the camera. It's just number 1 for me. This is default settings, so if you hit OK, this is flashing no. If you wanted it to return to default, you could hit yes. And then here's the format. So you want to make sure before you set it, make sure it's flashing the Y, hit OK. Then you'll see it return to this screen, and that red light will be blinking as you're moving in front of it. Simply flip it to on, and you get a 10-second countdown. All right, here's the 8 megapixel one. Exact same interface. We're going to swap the card on this one. Turn to off. Do the same thing. This one we've got set to video mode, and we're going to leave it on video mode. These cameras run on 8 AA's. They say a 6-month battery life, and I believe it. It's pretty close to that, especially with the just photo mode. I don't know about video mode. This is the first one I've run on video mode. One other thing to keep in mind is the cards that you use for these cameras, I would keep separate from cards that you use for your other trail cameras. So I recently ran into an issue with some of my cards from constantly formatting them to the Tasco cameras. The cards no longer worked in one of my nicer Bushnell cameras. I bought a couple brand new cards. Bushnell worked fine, so I've now separated my cards between the brands. So just keep that in mind. Again, range and trigger speed is about what you would expect for a camera in this price point. Trigger speed is a second, I believe, and if a deer's moving pretty quick or another animal, it will be a little bit blurry, but it does a pretty good job catching, stuff moving by. I haven't had too many bad photos. Of course, mine is sitting in a food plot, so it's pretty wide open for what I'm catching. And the flash range at night is also pretty good. It's either 50 or 60 feet. I can't remember the difference between the two of them. It's good. It's a little bit narrow. It's not a big wide flash, but it's a pretty narrow concentrated flash. But overall, for cameras that are under 30 bucks, These things have done a really good job for me. The 6 meg one I've had out into December and January, the end of deer season here in Michigan. It did fine. It got a little bit fussy when I had it out in some really cold weather trying to pattern coyotes. But as soon as I put fresh batteries in it, it did fine again, and brought it back out this spring. It's been running good ever since. So check these cameras out. Walmart, you can find them online too. Under 30 bucks. I don't think you can go wrong with them for the price.